everybody, Young Metro here today to go ahead and bring you guys a Zelda analysis for the new Breath of the Wild trailer that was presented to us in the Nintendo Switch presentation. So let's go ahead and get started since there are a lot of new things that were actually shown off in the trailers. A couple new locations, what seems to be a new dungeon, and a couple of new characters, very interesting ones at that. So let's go ahead and get started here with the trailer. Basically starts out the same, just showing off more of the beautiful landscape that the Breath of the Wild has. Oceans. Right here we have the ocean basically, and we do have what seems to be a little lake here. So let's go ahead and continue. Right after this, we do have what seems to be of a more tropical setting here with what seems to be about like 3 different waterfalls here. Very nice. Okay, this is pretty interesting here. Since this is the first time that we've seen a desert region in the Breath of the Wild. And right here to the right, we do have 2 creatures that seem to be like seal-like creatures, and right behind them there seems to be some type of city or some type of little structure in the back. And on the left side there seems to be like a little sandstorm. So I wonder if that's going to be something that's going to be like dynamic with or the same as the dynamic weather system that the game has. So I wonder if the sandstorm is also going to be like that, where they're going to be coming and going, and they're basically going to be like just natural things that are going to happen in this desert like area. So that's going to be pretty interesting as well. And then here we do have another snow covered region with a white fox, which we haven't seen, or I don't recall seeing in the other trailers. And just all the way back in the distance, we do have a couple of structures. One seems to be, or 3 of them seems to be a tree, but one on the left side does look like a little tower. And all the way on the right side, it seems to be like there's gonna be like a little cave, or not a little cave, like a big cave. It looks like it has a big opening, or well, that's what it seems. I mean, it could just be like a mountain with that shape, but it does look like it is gonna be like a little cave right there. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue. We do have, in this image here, we have more of Death Mountain on the left side. We have that tropical setting all the way on the right side, if you're able to see the palm trees all the way there in the back. And basically here in the middle, we do have what seems to be just like a regular forest. Okay, and then right here, pretty interesting here, we do have more Koroks here. We have about 6 that I had counted. So most likely it's going to be the Lost Woods, I would assume. And then a very important part here is we do have the Great Deku Tree along with more of the Koroks, and we have the Master Sword basically right smack in the middle. So that's pretty interesting, since normally the Master Sword is usually placed inside of a temple, usually the Hyrule Temple, but this time it's in front of the Deku Tree, so that's kind of different there. Okay, more of the Master Sword. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Okay, and right here, one of the interesting things that I had noticed, besides the Hyrule Castle basically in the middle being engulfed by what seems to be dark red flames, about 2 towers, one to the right side, one to the left side, and the town that's in ruins, or some type of temple in the middle. But there does seem to be some type of structure floating in midair that does remind me of the warp stones that came out in Twilight Princess. So that's very interesting to see that there, since we don't know what exactly that's gonna do or what type of function it's gonna have. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue. Okay, more of Link, I guess, carrying arrows, shield, and sword, bow and arrow. Still not the Master Sword from what I'm seeing there. Okay, then right here, nothing too important, but in this image here, we do see in the background that there's some type of spiral-like plateau here in the back, which is pretty interesting, since just a interesting type of level design, I would guess. I mean, unless there's something important there. But yeah, it's very interesting to see that type of level design here. Okay, we got more snow-covered regions. Okay, Link going into what seems to be some type of old temple. I think it's the same one that was in the previous trailers as well. Then after that, we do have more of those ancient machines here, basically all rusted up, I guess. Okay, we got another type of ancient temple here, or some type of old ruins, I guess. And yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, there's nothing else here to note. Okay. Here, one of the very interesting things here is this bridge here that's in the middle of these two mountains, I guess. And in the background, the one that's right in the middle here, there does seem to be 3 type of like little poles, trees, or it could be some type of temple, I guess. I mean, it's too far back to go ahead and distinguish what it is, but most likely something important is going to be there, I guess. And then I really like this part since we have a glimpse of Death Mountain, a tower basically inside of what used to be, I guess, a town, since it's like in a circular shape. So most likely those would have been basically the walls that protected it from the exterior, I guess. And well, yeah, but that's basically it. I mean, it's all in ruins. There's a little fire there, but that's basically, I mean, it's all like just, you know, open world, like just a very flat plains in this area, so you're able to go ahead and take in a line and see just everything in there. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue here. We got a little squirrel, more of those machines. Okay, then right here we are gonna see basically Hyrule Castle being engulfed by those dark red flames. And right here, it seems to be like either someone is riding some type of creature, or it's either some type of creature just, you know, coming out with its mouth open. But I'm pretty, yeah, I think it's gonna be that creature just, you know, coming out with the mouth and basically trying to close it, or it could have been someone riding it, I guess. Okay, then right after that, we do see Link on top of one of these towers in front of Hyrule Castle, and just seeing it being engulfed by everything. So most likely what happened here, after Link, you know, activates some of these towers, or after accomplishing some of his objectives in the game, this is basically going to happen now at some point in the game, I guess. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue. Okay, and then right here, something pretty interesting here is some of the moblins and what seems to be a Breath of the Wild's Lizalfos, I would assume. But if you look all the way at the left side of the screen, there are 2 other moblins or some other type of creatures that are a lot bigger. So most likely those are going to be a different type of variation or a totally new enemy, I guess. And besides that, I guess the big skull that's in the back, most likely their like their hideout, tower, whatever, you know, their base, I guess, if you guys want to call it that. So yeah, that's pretty interesting here to go ahead and see. So let's go ahead and continue. Okay, Link just dodging the beams of one of those machines, and right after that we have Link fighting the rock golem, I guess, which we had already seen in one of the previous trailers as well. I think in the first when they revealed the Nintendo Switch, yeah, that's where they had revealed it. Right after that, we have something interesting here as well, since we have, I think it was the Mulgara boss, I think I'm saying it right, which was one of the bosses in the Wind Waker. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was in the Wind Temple, where you actually face that one. So something similar to that, I guess, or if not, it's gonna be that boss. But then he's actually being pulled by what seems to be some big type of beaver, I guess. But yeah, I think that's gonna be basically it from what I had noticed. So it's most likely some type of boss fight in the desert region. Right after that, we have Link jumping onto what seems to be ice cubes. But one of the weird things that I noticed here is that Link just jumped onto it and the ice cube was just going up to it. So So it's kind of weird since it doesn't look like he used some type of item, so it might be some type of ability where Link is just walking, and wherever he walks, ice cubes are going to be, instantly created. Or it could be some type of puzzle. I'm going to go ahead and assume that it's some type of puzzle, where the ice cubes at certain locations are just going to pop up. That way he could go ahead and get to that location or that type of base that's right in front. The one other things I noticed was this weird purplish black type of goo, so we still don't know what that is or what type of effects it's gonna have on Link. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue. Okay, and then right here, it seems to be some type of Lizalfo. I'm not sure if it was a Lizalfo, but it's similar to those creatures that came out in the what was it? The Mountain Temple. Basically, the temple that's in Death Mountain, where Link basically has, he gets the iron boots. He has did he get the red tunic? I'm not sure what he got to go ahead and resist the fire. I don't really remember, but I do remember that in that temple, basically where the Gorons are at, you do fight similar creatures, some lizard type creatures that shoot out fire. So most likely it's gonna be that type of creature or something similar to that. And then we do have Link. I would go ahead and assume that he's wearing the iron boots and basically some type of tunic to go ahead and resist the fire. And most likely, I'm going to go ahead and guess that he already has a metal, iron shield, since most likely if he had a wood shield, it would have basically been burnt at that point. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue. We do have the weird little big ogre, I guess, with one eye. And then right here we do have what seems to be a new type of enemy, some type of knight, I guess, that seems to be wearing, from what I'm seeing here, it has a mask that has a symbol of the Sheikah, basically that symbol that comes out in the Eye of Truth, I guess, or the Mask of Truth as well. Okay, then I think we've already seen this as well, where Link, he has this new type of item. It's a magnet, where he's basically carrying that big boulder to go ahead and knock out the moblins. You got Link shooting arrows to one of those barrels that basically gets they're gonna have some type of gas or some type of highly flammable item or stuff to go ahead and blow up their whole base. Then we have something new here, which I don't actually recall seeing, but it's kind of weird. I mean, it does have the Sheikah symbol on it, some type of weird statue or mechanism. And then right here, we do have what seems to be some type of new boss, some weird shadow type creature, which looks similar to that weird goo that we saw a couple of seconds ago, I guess. Okay, Link using this glider. And I think and after that we have two new type of towns, I guess. Yeah, this seems to be a town basically with a lot of windmills on it. And we have, from what I'm seeing here, about 4 different villagers as well. We got some type of, I'm not sure if that's a type of church, or some type of academy, I guess. But yeah, it's very nice to go ahead and see more villages in the game. And after that, we do have what seems to be another town or village in the desert themed area, which from what I'm seeing here, if you look at what seems to be the entrance of the village, that's the Gerudo symbol. So most likely this is gonna be their village, and it's gonna be interesting to see if we're only gonna be seeing females in here, since they're basically known to only having the Gerudo people. They're only known to having just females in the village. So it's going to be interesting to see if there are only females or if there are also males at this point, I guess. But yeah, it's pretty nice to go ahead and see that they're also going to be in the game. And I do actually like the design of the village, and especially like the 3 mountains at the top with the waterfall, I guess. And right after that, okay, this is very, very interesting. So we have some type of temple that's basically in ruins. We have those ancient machines here in the back working, and so we're not actually sure if this is where Link is awake, or if this is before he was actually awake. So since in the game it is said that Link was asleep for 100 years, and we don't know why he was asleep or what exactly happened during those 100 years or before that. So we don't know what exactly is happening right there. I mean, it could just be, one of the ruins that Link finds, and we just see that ancient machine working, I guess. Okay, right after that, we have another scene where Link is on one of the rafts that he's made. And right here, we do have the Great Deku Tree again, along with more of the Koroks. And right here, it seems to be a cutscene where the Deku Tree is telling him, "You don't remember me," and basically that it's time, for him to go ahead and tell him what exactly happened 100 years ago. Okay, we have another new feature here, some ancient type of machine, which seems to be a lot bigger than the other ones. So most likely it's going to be some type of boss, I guess, here as well. Then right there, we do have a quick glimpse of what seems to be Zelda. Right after that, we have some type of temple with a lot of gears, and then we have more Zelda. Looks like she's embracing herself in the water. More of a Link. And then we have another. I'm not sure if it's the same kind of creature that we just saw, but it's some type of machine as well. But one of the pretty cool things to go ahead and note here is basically the design on its legs. They're all purple, so most likely it's going to be some type of weak point to go ahead and defeat this type of monster. Okay, we have more of Zelda here with what seems to be, they're both talking, I guess. Okay, we got what seems to be another type of temple with the Sheik emblem on the top. Right after that, we're gonna go ahead and see the Link basically holding Zelda's hand. It looks like they were both running, and the mud on her hand basically caused him to go ahead and let go, so it basically slipped out. More of Zelda. Okay, then right here we have a couple of things to go ahead and notice here. We have what seems to be like a Wars type of creature, which might have been the one that Link was being pulled by when he was fighting a girl in the desert area, and most likely that's going to be a girl that's from the Gerudo tribe. And on the left side next to Link, I'm not sure who that actually is, but it seems to have some type of robe. And then if you look at the back, it seems to be as if the building, it's just crooked, but something on the left side, it looks like, I'm not sure if that's part of the building or if it's some type of creature. And then right here at this point, it looks like Link is firing an ice arrow at some type of boss or feature. And in the background, I'm not sure if that's going to be Death Mountain, since it does look a bit different. Okay. And then when I first saw the trailer, I thought this was the Yeti or some type of Yeti from Twilight Princess because of the white and that weird type of beard that he has, but it's basically just a Goron. If you look at the face, very similar to a Goron, and then the emblem that he has on him, that's basically the Goron emblem. But he does have a type of like a scarf attached to him as well, and he's basically I'm not sure if that's like his hair or beard, but if you look at his hands and his shoulders, it looks like it's all covered by some type of ice, and it looks like he is in Death Mountain. If you look in the background on the left side, that seems to be like that lava type of theme right there. And right here we are going to go ahead and see what seems to be the Great Fairy with a new type of design, so that's very interesting to see, since in the previous Zelda games we haven't had 3D Zelda games, we haven't had any magic, well, except for Skyward Sword, but Twilight Princess we didn't have it, so it's going to be interesting to see if we're going to get magic in this game. It looks like Link was riding not a Pono, but I'm just going to go ahead and assume some type of horse, right? And it looks like it's going to be somewhere at the coast of the map, and there's some type of island in the background, so that's going to be pretty cool to see if we're gonna have, you know, different type of little islands in the ocean that we might be able to go ahead and go to. We got more of the Gerudo people here, most likely the princess or the one that's in charge, I guess. And then right here we have what seems to be a new type of character. Most likely it's going to be a new iteration of the Zoras, this time with red and with what seems to be like a dolphin-like, you know, type of head, I guess, which we're going to go ahead and see later on in the video. Okay, we got more of that weird, you know, temple with the gears, I guess, and we got more of that weird red, yeah, that reddish purplish goo on the right side. Okay, and then right there, we have what seems to be the Princess of the Zoras. Okay, now we have bird-like friend, which I'm pretty sure that I saw in one of the previous trailers, and he seems to have the same type of scarf that the Goron had. That's gonna be pretty interesting to see what exactly that scarf means, and if it means that, you know, that they're in agreement, some type of, you know, alliance. That's the word that I was looking for. Yeah, to go ahead and see if that scarf means that they're all in some type of alliance, I guess. With what? Most likely the Hylians, or yeah, most likely the Hylians, I guess. So let's go ahead and continue. Okay, we got more of that new type of Zora with this new type of design that I'm really liking. I mean, his head basically, it's like a dolphin, but then, you know, it's just like all different. Yeah, that's pretty nice to go ahead and see. And then it looks like he's carrying some type of weird artifact on his hip, which is I wonder what exactly that is, but it's pretty cool to go ahead and see that. And then right here on the right side, it looks like it might be the King of the Zoras. Since, I mean, just looking at the size of it, I mean, it looks like we're only seeing like his right hand. I would go ahead and assume that it is. Then right after that, we are seeing right here in the background some type of new character, some type of like weird fish. Or I wonder if it's a Zora or yeah, some different type of Zora. But then if you just look at the room, it looks like, I'm not sure if those are like weird mirrors that enable you guys to go ahead and see the like the outside world, because you look here on the left right behind the link, we are seeing like the outside of a landscape, and then it looks like they're inside some type of, well, like I would assume that it's going to be like the Zora's home, but right there in the back, it doesn't seem to be like it's an opening like their entrance. It seems to be more like some type of mirror that just allows them to go ahead and see the outside world. But I'm not too sure, yeah, if that's what I'm seeing here, or if it's just, you know, just like the entrance and they're just able to go ahead and see the outside. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue. Okay, we got more Zelda using her light power against one of the ancient machines. Okay, and then right here, I think what we're seeing here is another cutscene that we're gonna see in the game. But basically, this is most likely 100 years, you know, before Link went into his sleep, or it's gonna be something that happened during his sleep, I guess. Since, you know, everything seems to be, you know, in perfect conditions. I mean, normally all the temples that we've seen in the game, they're all in ruins or they're damaged in some type of way. Okay, and then at that point, we're seeing in the background basically someone talking about his daughter, which is he's talking about Zelda, so that's most likely the king that we're hearing. So I hope that we are gonna see the king. I mean, at this point it's almost confirmed, but we still don't know that yet. And is that it? No, I think there was something else at the end. Oh, that was it. So yeah, that was a pretty awesome trailer. I mean, I've probably seen it about like, I would assume like 10 times. I mean, there's just so much stuff to do, and especially since it's actually very emotional. So if you guys haven't seen the trailer yet, I definitely recommend that you guys go ahead and see it, because a lot of people might have been losing, you know, the interest of, you know, actually buying this new Zelda game. But with this, I mean, I'm all in. Definitely want to go ahead and get this, you know, day one, to go ahead and, you know, experience this. I mean, just that trailer was just super emotional. you know, with Zelda, and it might actually, you know, be a darker themed Zelda than what we previously thought that it was actually gonna be. So awesome trailer, you know. And before I do go, you know, be sure to go ahead, you know, leave your comments in the comment section below. I'm pretty interested to go ahead and, you know, hear what you guys thought about the trailers. If you guys saw anything that I missed, that I would actually greatly appreciate it. So please go ahead and comment, and, you know, also go ahead and subscribe if you guys like, you know, what I had to go ahead and say about this trailer. This was Young Metroid. Until next time.